Public Works and Safety. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets,
Present.
Greg Miller,
Present.
Jim Skinner.
Present.
Okay, we have the minutes from March 23rd, 2026 regular meeting.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes of the Board of Works for March 23rd, 2026.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets,
Aye.
Greg Miller,
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, minutes passed. Next, we have the claims. Right over there, the whole stack of them, right, Cyril?
Hefty this week.
Mayor, I'd like to make the motion that we approve the claims as presented.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets,
Aye.
Greg Miller,
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, claims have been approved. Next, public comments. Did we have anything? Nothing? Okay. Next, we have a National Volunteer Month proclamation that I would like to read. I don't believe anybody's here for the proclamation, but I was requested to do a proclamation, and they weren't sure if they would be here or not. This is for volunteers. Whereas hospice care affirms life and focuses on comfort, dignity, and quality of life for individuals facing serious illness. And whereas hospice volunteers play a vital role in providing companionship, emotional support, and practical assistance to patients and their families. And whereas these volunteers give their time selflessly, offering presence, comfort, and connection during some of life's most meaningful and challenging moments. Whereas the contributions of hospice volunteers strengthen the fabric of our community and reflect a commitment to compassion, service, and human dignity. Whereas April is recognized nationally as Volunteer Month, a time to honor those who give their time and talent in service to others. Therefore, I, Judith E. Sheets, Mayor of the City of Frankfort, together with the citizens of Frankfort, Indiana, do hereby proclaim April as Hospice Volunteer Month and call upon all residents, community organizations, and local leaders to recognize and thank hospice volunteers for their invaluable service. In witness whereof, I, Mayor Judith E. Sheets, have hereunto set my hand this 13th day of April, 2026. Thank you. And then you'll make sure that this gets to them. Okay, thank you. Okay, department reports, Chief Shoemaker.
All right, good evening.
Good evening.
The first item, just a couple. One's pretty long, so I want to be quick. We have a resignation letter I want to read. Dear Chief, Deputy Chief, and Captains, the purpose for this letter is to formally inform you of my intent to resign as a Frankfort police officer. To say that this has been one of the most difficult decisions in my life is an understatement. I have thoroughly enjoyed this chapter of my life to the fullest. Over the past 11 years, I have experienced some of the hardest yet most rewarding times of my life. Despite it being my goal to one day retire from this career, unfortunately, my family must come first. Balancing long hours, 4 children, and a self-employed husband have truly tested my life on another level. I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for everything that you have done for me. Our current administration is not only the best, but I can personally say that you have all helped me mold into the officer and person I am today. In the future, if there's an opportunity for me to return to the force, I hope that I would be welcomed back to a team as great as the one that I am leaving. For now, I'm excited to be the best mom I could ever be. This will be the resignation effective April 24, 2026 for Marisol Douglas, and I would ask that the board approve her resignation tonight.
Mayor, I will make the motion that we approve the resignation of Officer Marisol Douglas effective April 24th, 2026.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets,
Aye.
Greg Miller,
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
And I want to thank Officer Marisol Douglas for her service to our community. She will be missed. She's a great officer. We're going to miss her, but I understand she has 4 little ones and she wants to be a mom, and that comes first.
Yeah, I've known, I don't know, 16 or 17 years old when I started the police department, and to see Marisol not not only join us, but very proud of her and the work that she has done the past 11 years. So we would love for her to, the next few months reconsider, give us a call back, and we'll go from there. The other issue in our community, in our police department, I think that there needs to be some update clarification to the Board of Public Works and Safety and the community on the investigation regarding our canine officer and canine. The actions depicted in the video are being fully investigated. I cannot talk about the elements of that specific case as there are two active investigations. Our internal investigation and the criminal investigation being conducted by the Boone County Sheriff's Office. Indiana police officers are not at-will employees. I have no authority to fire a police officer. The maximum discipline that I may impose is 5 days of unpaid suspension, and even that can be appealed to this board. I must ensure that state law and department policy are followed, which includes the due process rights afforded to a police officer. One of the main points in these types of investigation is that you, the board, are the judge. I cannot talk to the mayor or any other member on this board regarding this complaint. It is the board's job to review both sides of the complaint and render a decision. Until that hearing, nothing can be discussed. The mayor nor I can make public statements that appear to absolve the officer or appear to find the officer guilty. That would be highly improper. I cannot decide a case overnight. If one thinks a paid administrative leave is wrong, then try paying for an expensive lawsuit for violating the police officer's rights to a fair investigation. If 100% of the commenters on this case had my job, they would have already cost the taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal damages. I have been overseeing police discipline for 9 years, 6 of those as the chief of police and 3 as the deputy chief. 2 years prior to that, I was a captain supervising the most active, youngest members of our department at that time. That's 11 years of supervising police officers. I know what I am doing. I am not an expert on all police functions. Once I learned of this case, I had to conduct a fact-finding process prior to reacting. I had to confirm the authenticity of the video. I had to confirm that it was my officer and canine on that video. One only saw a 13-second video. I must find out what happened before and after. Police canines are not pets, but must be treated within the rules of training and correction techniques that we adhere to under the direction of the North American Police Work Dog Association. To conclude, the officer is on a paid leave pending a criminal and internal investigation. The canine is safe and is doing well. People have accused me of a cover-up. However, I contacted the Lebanon Police Department to ensure a proper investigation would be conducted. Once that case was transferred to the Boone County Sheriff's Office, we have been completely open and responsive to their list of requests without delay. We have opened our files for them to review. This case is out of our hands right now. We have no control over what happens in that criminal case. This is not our proudest moment. This is not what we want to be known for. The amount of public outcry is completely understandable. This department is served by men and women who go out each and every day risking their lives to protect you. I ask that you please continue to have patience while the matter is resolved. I assure you that we are properly investigating this matter and will reveal the results of the investigation when it is completed. Our internal investigation cannot be completed until the criminal investigation is completed. Thank you. I have no other department report.
Thank you. I
Thank you,
appreciate that.
Chief.
Thank you. Okay, I don't believe Chief Stidham's here, is he? I think he's looking at our grass truck. We're getting a new grass truck. Thank you, Center Township. They're the ones that made that possible. Next, Street Department, Brian Kilman.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hello.
First item I have is regarding the annual city auction. Rick Gates has reached out, and the only available date this year to host it at the street department would be Saturday, June 6th. The gates would open at 8, with the auction starting around 10 and running until completion. I'm just requesting the board's approval to move forward with that date and location.
I'll make a motion that we accept the personal property auction contract with City of Frankfurt and Rick Gates to be held on June the 6th, 2026.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets,
Aye.
Greg Miller,
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay.
May I ask a question? Alicia, is this contract, this is the same one that we've used with this vendor before? Can you review that and make sure that it's
Yes, I can do
acceptable
that.
for us?
Do you need me to do it right now, or
Nope.
is it okay after?
I think
Okay.
after is fine.
Perfect. So I will do that.
Okay. Next, I have a special event request from the Frankfurt Public Library. Rachel Milborn is organizing their annual summer extravaganza on June 12th from 3 to 8. They're requesting a road closure from Columbia Street to the Domino's Alley. This is something we've supported in previous years. If approved, we'll coordinate with Central Dispatch, Police, Fire, and EMS to ensure proper notification and traffic control. I'm asking the board for approval for that road closure.
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we approve the library summer event for June the 12th from 3 to 8, which also includes the road closures. And this event has been held in the past.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller,
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Okay, you have approval for that.
The next item I have is a policy discussion regarding hiring within the street department. Currently, our policy requires applicants to already possess a CDL in order to apply. The challenge with that is most CDL holders are already earning higher wages, which limits our applicant pool. Historically, a large portion of our department, I'd say more than 90%, were hired without a CDL and trained after being brought on. What I'd like to request is the availability to open our hiring process to both CDL and non-CDL applicants and allow us to train qualified candidates after hire. I found a training provider that the county is currently using to train their new hires, so this is already a proven local option. I'm continuing to finalize the details and scheduling and costs, but we do have reliable training path available. We also have funding available within my budget to support this, and Alicia has prepared an education expense policy that protects the city with a prorated reimbursement if the employee leaves early. You guys should have that in your packet. This would allow us to expand our hiring pool, develop employees internally, and provide an opportunity for individuals to build a long-term skill and career. I'd like the board's direction on moving forward with this approach.
It's somewhere.
I'm gonna say I've got one too if you need it.
Okay, so in talking with you, Brian, you feel like this is something that would work very well for the department, for the fact that you could bring somebody on, have the opportunity to have them
Yep.
get a CDL, and then if they would happen to leave within a certain period of time, you're going to break that down into reimbursement.
Correct.
And I think that's a kind of a common practice, isn't it, with employers, with people with CDLs or
Correct.
asking them to have them.
What you've seen in the past, obviously this would probably increase your hiring pool if you could
Yes.
bring someone without a CDL and they could get that.
And in all honesty, the last 3 hires we had that with CDLs have all left.
Yeah.
But everyone that we've hired, besides one that we've trained, 2 have left, but 2 already had their CDL. 1 we trained, that's only the only one that we've lost. So
I'll make the motion that we accept the street department employee education expense policy as presented this evening.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller,
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, that's been approved.
okay. Lastly, for department reports, beginning tomorrow morning, we're going to be closing down Washington or North William Street from Washington Avenue to Vermont for about a week. I've already let the bus garage know, Central Dispatch knows, but we're going to be removing the inactive railroad tracks there and then paving that over. So that work will be completed within the next week.
That'd be nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank
We've
you.
been working on that for a while,
Yeah.
haven't we?
It's been in the works for a year, so it's time to get it done.
It's worth the wait.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's all I got.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I appreciate it. Okay, building services, Rob.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The March permit report, the total valuation is down a little bit from what we've had. Progress has slowed a little bit on as far as new single family and multifamily dwellings. But roofs are starting to go. The valuation driver was a lot on Kinsler and then one single family dwelling on West Morrison Street. We did issue one CO for Valley Oaks. Their health clinic is now operational. It's not fully staffed at the moment, but they are heading in that direction. As far as reports other than this, before we do the fee waiver, we have issued two stop work orders today. We found a business on the square that has been operating since October of 2024 without a CO. We are trying to contact the owner of that property and the company that is managing that property. So we're trying to get a hold of them to rectify that situation. They were brought to our attention from a gentleman that has been in that and could not find a CO hanging on the wall. And so we're looking into that. Other than that, things are running fairly well. The only other thing we have tonight is a permit fee waiver request, which is for Valley Oaks on 2109 West State Road 28 for their health clinic there. And we're asking for the fee of $50 to be waived. It is a nonprofit.
Mayor, I'd like to make the motion that we waive the $50 fee for Valley Oaks Medical Clinic at 2109 West State Road 28.
Yeah, I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay. That fee waiver has been approved.
And another quick update, the mayor and myself and Alicia have a meeting, I believe, this week,
Friday?
Thursday or Friday.
No. One of those days.
Yeah, one of those days, the RISI 7 edition has been shut down again by the county. We have some elevation issues over there that need to get worked out. So we will be addressing that with the county surveyor this week to try to get that project back up and running.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, Parks Department, Ryan.
Evening, everybody.
Good evening.
First thing I have for you guys is the Clinton County GOP is requesting a fee waiver for use of the neighborhood center on 5/5 of 26 from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. For the neighborhood center, yes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the request for the use of the neighborhood center for a GOP election watch for 5/5/26 and have the fees waived, please.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, you have approval.
Good on that? Okay. Second thing I have is the Frankfurt Christian Academy wants to hold a 5K at the TPA Park with road closures inside and out of the park on 4/25 of 26 from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m.
And for this race, the barricades, is that something the Parks Department is providing for that? Or that be the street department will
Street Department and
have that
Yeah.
closed off for those
Yeah.
areas according to the map?
yes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agreement with Christian Clark of the Frankfurt Christian Academy for having the 5K race in TPA Park on 4/25 of 2026.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, have approval for that.
And then the third thing is ratifying the contract for the summer concert series on 6/13. The opener, Matt Jordan, with a $3,000 total with a $1,000 deposit. And then the headliners, Cook and Bell, for $3,500 total with no deposit required.
And you said these are both on the 13th?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make a motion that we accept the two contracts, one for Cook and Bell for the amount of $3,500 for June 13th, 2026, and also the contract with Matt Jordan for the total price of $3,000 to be held June 13th, 2026.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, have approval for
Thank you.
that.
The fourth thing that I have is we're requesting a donation of 10 pool passes for a Colfax Perry Township Public Library Summer Reading Program. And that does not have a date or when they're, well, I guess the program will run June 1st through July 31st. So sometime in between there, I would say.
Did it say how many?
10.
As we say, the original letter, I don't think has that listed on there for
I didn't see it.
number of that.
How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
Okay. Well, Mayor, I'll make the motion that we do the pool pass donations of 10 to the Colfax Perry Township Public Library for their summer reading program.
And I will second that motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Have approval for that.
Thank you. And the last thing I have is ASI is requesting a donation of 4-day pool passes to use as door prizes for their Dance the Night Away event on Saturday, June 13th, it looks like. No, that goes with the other thing. I don't know what the date is on that one. I don't have the date on it.
That's okay. There, it's just something that they'll probably give away
Yes,
that evening.
yeah.
I'll make a motion that we accept the request for 4-day pool passes to be used by ASI in a, I guess, is that a normal yearly meeting that they have or a function that they have for that on the,
I think so, yeah.
okay, be used or to be given away at the ASI function at a given date.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, you have approval for that.
That's all I have.
I think. Okay, what about the VFW thing? Are you going to bring that at a later time?
Yeah,
You've been going back and forth with Emily, I think, on that.
yeah.
And I think she also asked you about the volunteer.
Yes, yes, waiver and everything.
Yes.
For
because
the
you're gonna-
youth.
You're going to have the park cleanup.
Oh, yeah. This next Saturday, I believe it
Yeah,
is.
did you answer that back? Or do you-
No, I don't know.
Okay,
I'll need to look at that.
okay. We may need for, I think we used to have volunteers sign off.
Right.
I don't know, maybe,
Usually my recommendation would be that if we
Sign
have volunteers, we have waivers signed. And I've got like a general waiver that I can send
Okay.
to have signed. That's this weekend.
Yeah, this Saturday.
Okay, I'll make sure I send that to you and to Emily.
Okay. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
okay, so the adopted park we'll do at a later date. Also, the concession stand, we can extend that through October 31st, 2026. We haven't had any other interest in it. Anyone else interested in it? Do we just want to extend that and then reevaluate it in October? And
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'll make that
Okay.
motion if you need it.
Okay,
We
Would you
extend it
please?
to the end of October,
okay,
and then we'll reevaluate after that, see if there's any interest and what direction we're planning on going with that.
okay.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Okay, so you might let Emily or
Okay.
Ellen or whoever's gonna
I'll
take
let
care
Emily
of
know.
that, let them know.
Okay,
Okay, was that all of them?
that's all I have for you guys. Unless you have something else.
Thank you.
That's what I was
Thank
trying
you.
to see if
Thanks for
we,
listening.
I think we're good on
Okay,
everything else.
all right, thanks.
Uh-huh. Community Development, Kimberly.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I don't have a whole lot this evening other than a bunch of events and dates that are going on in April and May. So, Muffins with the Mayor is tomorrow. It's our last day for the indoor winter months at the library. So, we'll be moving out to the park in May. And then, if you haven't noticed the social media posts today, we will be sharing the summer concert series Downtown 2 Nights, and the movies went out this afternoon. So an exciting week to get everybody excited for the summer months. The Memorial Day service will be May 24th on Monday at 10:30 in the morning. And we would like to request to have Clinton Street shut down in front of the Veterans Memorial on the south side of the courthouse from about 9:30 to 11:30, if you guys are okay with that.
Chief and Brian, are you okay with that? Okay,
Clinton Street there by the Veterans Memorial.
Yes, from Jackson to Main Street, about a half hour before, so between 9:30 and 10, and then the program's usually about 45 minutes, and once everyone has cleared the street, we'll open it back up.
okay.
Okay, Mayor, I'd like to make the motion that we do the street closure as requested for the Memorial Day event downtown by Veterans Park to allow this to be a safe and nice area for people to enjoy this event.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, you have approval for that?
All right, and then the last thing that I have, since Chief Stidham is not here, to remind everybody of the truck blessing this week on Thursday at 5 o'clock at Station 3.
Okay.
That's exciting.
All right.
Yes,
Anything
you.
else for me?
thank you. All right, thank you. Anything for HR?
Not tonight. I don't.
Okay. So next we have the attorney. Alicia, what do you have for us this evening?
Okay, so the first thing that I've got is a discussion about the old police station. We got the appraisal back from the appraiser to kind of give us an idea of how much it was worth, and we have had some discussion. There was some discussion with the RDC. The RDC would like to have that so that they can potentially find a person to purchase it or somebody to develop it. The RDC versus the city has a little bit more leeway with what they can do. The city is required, if we were to try and sell it or try and give it away, we could only give it away to a nonprofit. If we wanted to sell it, we would have to sell it for the average of 2 appraisals, which we may or may not be able to find a buyer who would want to purchase it for that price. The Redevelopment Commission has a little bit more leeway, so they can actually negotiate with developers. They can sell it for a cheaper price, that sort of thing. So they'd have a little bit more flexibility on trying to find someone that would be able to take that over. And so we had discussed having the RDC take that over and gift it to the RDC so that they could potentially find someone to do something with it. The typical process that I recommend is to have the Board of Works make a recommendation to the council because you guys have been more involved with the process kind of from the get-go, and then ultimately it is the council's decision. So I did prepare a resolution whereby you could recommend to the council to have the Redevelopment Commission take over that police station if you so desired. Ultimately, like I said, the council can listen to your recommendation or they can make a different decision, up to them, but that's just giving your feedback to them since you guys have been involved from kind of the get-go of the discussion on this.
And Alicia, as I read through here, it says, whatever manner it determines that would be the RDC is the best interest of the city for economic development. So that's a decision made with the council, or is that just with RDC?
That's the RDC's decision. Yeah. So once the RDC takes possession of the building, they would have the ultimate authority to make decisions. The council does have appointments on the RDC, so they would have some influence in that respect, but it would ultimately be the RDC's decision on what would happen to that.
Okay.
And as you said, this is a recommendation to the council.
Yes,
so-
yes. So this isn't, we're not, this board isn't able to actually make any decisions that are binding. This is just a recommendation to the council to give them your feedback on what you think should happen if you choose to move forward with giving that to the RDC.
I'll make a motion that the Board of Public Works and Safety approves a resolution number 26-03, recommend to the Common Council of the City of Frankfort, Indiana, that the city transfer the police department to the RDC.
And I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Okay, resolution number 26-03 passes.
All righty. The next thing I have, we have a contract that we need to approve for the trash toters. When the council just updated the price for trash toters for a second toter, so that if a resident wants a second toter, they have to pay $100, which is what it cost to the city to get a second toter. So we were previously not charging anything, and so we've determined that that's not cost effective for the city. So we're going to start charging what the toters cost. If they return the toter in good condition, then they can get that $100 back. But that gives us some for the resident to have some skin in the game as far as the cost of that. And then the council also updated the price on the monthly fee for the second trash toter. And so when a person wants to obtain a second trash toter, they have to sign a contract with the utility billing office so that the billing office can actually bill them for that second toter. And so we looked at the contract and we determined that they didn't have a update in the prices at all. So this contract updates those prices, explains the $100 fee, and some other language that I felt was important to include, that the trash toter remains with the residents, that if they want to turn it back in and cancel the contract, they would have to do that, those sorts of things. So we're just seeking approval so that the utility billing office has the documentation that they need so that they can start collecting those fees for the new rates.
And if I understand correctly, the contract, Alicia, is that once they purchase a second toter, then their individual would still be required to pay the normal.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So they pay $100 to actually obtain the toter, because that's what the toter actually costs the city. And then they pay a monthly user fee for that second toter for the actual trash pickup. And then the council did increase the trash, the fee for this year, and then there are additional increases, so we included those, but we also put in the contract that the council may increase it in the future, and they don't need notice of a new contract. It would just increase based on city ordinance.
I'll make a motion that we accept the contract for the second trash toter as explained in the document this evening.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, that passes. So, is that what
That's all I have, unless you want me to talk about the unfinished business.
okay, yes, because we have some approvals if we decide to on the 50/50 sidewalk bid. So do we want to talk about that?
Sure. So I provided in your packet some considerations regarding the 50/50 sidewalk bids. Rob took a look at this and gave me some information after reviewing, and I took a look at the bids as well. I included a sheet on the second page that shows what we paid in 2025 and then also what the different bids are. And I highlighted the ones that were cheaper. Ultimately, we have to go with the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, which means that the lowest price for a bidder that is responsive, meaning that they respond to our bid and supply all of the documentation, and responsible, meaning that they, perform good work and there's no reason to believe that they're not going to fulfill the contract. After reviewing everything, it looked like Garcia's Concrete was the lowest responsive and responsible bidder after considering all of the different categories that we had. There were some other contractors that were lower on certain things, but when you compare the entire cost of the contract, that is the one that seemed to have the lowest price. And they did have all of their contract documents and were a responsive and responsible bidder. So I did prepare a contract if you choose to approve Garcia's concrete. I do have a contract for the 50/50 sidewalk program if you so choose to accept that bid.
So first, I think we need to award the bid if we're ready to do that.
That's
And then
correct.
after that, we would approve the contract. Yep.
I make a motion that we award the bid to Garcia's Concrete LLC for the 2026 sidewalk 50/50 program.
And I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay.
And I'll make the motion that we approve the contract as presented tonight with Garcia Concrete.
And I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, and then will you get with them on signing the contract? Or?
Yes,
Okay.
or I will have Miranda help me most
Okay.
likely.
Okay, thank you. Okay, downtown watering bid we have next.
So the lowest responsive and responsible watering bid was with Warren Lawn and Landscape. So I did prepare a contract for them as well if you choose to accept that bid. So it would be the same process. We would need to accept the bid first, and then we could execute the contract or approve the contract.
Okay, I'll make the motion that we accept the contract agreement with Warren Lawn and Landscape Incorporated for the watering project downtown.
And I'll second the motion.
Do we need to do the motion as accepting the bid?
Yeah, we need to accept the
first?
bid
Accept the bid.
first. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the bid for Warren Lawn and Landscape.
Okay, you'll say.
And I'll second that.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, now we can accept the contract.
I'll make a motion that we accept the contract
Okay,
for Warren Lawn and Landscape.
I'll second that.
okay, roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay. And then it's the same thing, will you get that with
Yes,
them or
I
have
will.
somebody from
Or-
Parks
Or I will have Ryan do it.
Okay. The watering for downtown. Okay. There's a contract that they would have to sign for 'em. Okay. Next, we have the Old Stony landscaping bid.
So again, same thing. We had two bids for those. It looked like Exterior Review Incorporated was the lowest responsive and responsible bidder. So again, they had they had the lowest price, and then they also responded with all the documentation that was required. And we have no reason to assume they are non-responsible. So that contract is also available in your packets. So we would need to award the bid if you wish, and then award the contract as well, or approve the contract as well.
Okay. Mayor, I'll make the motion that we award the bid to the Exterior View Incorporated for the landscaping downtown.
And I'll second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Aye.
Okay, and that is for Old Stony.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll make a motion that we accept the contract for the landscaping at Old Stony with the exterior view as presented.
And I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Okay, thank you.
We will get that one signed as
I
well.
think that's everything.
I think so.
Guess what, Tom? I think it's your turn. You got to talk to us about the Rotary banners. You're up.
I think I am.
I think you're all by yourself. They left you.
Well, first of all, thank you for allowing us this opportunity on the schedule. And thank you last year for approving the Rotary Club of Frankfurt selling banners to hang on Washington Street and downtown. And thank you to Brian and his crew for their invaluable service on helping. No, not helping. They hung them and took them down. So we are back again this year. We are repeating our project, and I think it would be a good idea, unless I should show you a mock-up of what the banners are going to look like this year. And I'll let you see
Those are really nice.
So those would be hung in the same places as last year, but we have been offered an additional 20, I think up to 110 spots to do these. We sold out last year, didn't we?
Yes.
And we needed more and expect to do that again. Notes here, at least I was given some notes. We're going for 110. Rotary is going to buy 5 to hang interspersed among them as a 250th anniversary of our country to be placed
Good.
with that.
I love that.
We're putting those into, the banners are sold for $120. And then we do a pretty good job of giving them back to the people who bought them. And this one is nice and fresh and new. And by the time you give them back, they're pretty they're pretty beat up and a little faded, but they certainly add to the attractiveness of Washington Street and to downtown. I love them down there on
I do too.
on between all the planters. That looked really good. So we are planning to sell them. We are selling them now, planning to sell them through April the 24th, but usually we have an extension on that somehow. But about April 24th is the information that I was given. And also want to offer thanks to Community Schools of Frankfurt, because they have personnel who can process digital pictures and do that successfully. That would be out of my range of expertise. And they're helping us with all that sort of administrative work.
Good.
So it's a community come together project.
Absolutely.
And we would like to ask your permission to do it once again.
And what would be the dates? Was it going to be Memorial Day to Labor Day or,
Well,
or Veterans
what
Day?
do you think? Memorial Day might be a little early.
Whenever you get them in is when we put them
All right, so
Okay.
when we get them
Okay.
in, so we're starting to sell, and usually we do that in a couple of tranches, you know?
Yeah.
When you get the first batch bought, then everybody comes up and goes, well, wait, I want my banner. And so we do our best to accommodate everyone. And then they would hang pretty much through Veterans Day.
Okay.
So they'll look good.
Yes. Do you have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve and support the Rotary Memorial Banner Program as presented this evening.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Okay. You have approval, and thank you so
Thank
much to the Rotary for
Yes,
doing this.
absolutely.
It's a great
It-
idea
it was
from
a
the
great
committee that came
program.
up with it. Even though I'm here representing them, I didn't come up with the idea. But it is a good idea
Oh,
and
it
it looks
is.
good.
Yes.
And I love the opportunity for so many different departments and areas of the community to come together, particularly
Yeah.
you
Thank
guys
you.
and what you've done. Thanks again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sorry you had to wait so long.
That's all right. I'm retired.
Okay, do you have a conflict of interest for us?
I do. I have one conflict of interest from firefighter Caleb Wolf.
I'll make a motion that we accept the conflict of interest disclosure statement for Caleb Wolf.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Jim Skinner.
Okay, that's been approved. Did you have anything, Carol?
I do not.
Okay, anybody have anything for us? I'll take the motion then.
I'll make the motion we adjourn.
Okay,
Second.
thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being.